Hey y'all, it's Ken, Heavenly Harvest Homestead. Glad y'all could join us today. I'm going to do a little garden tour. I want to show you what we got going on before I pick everything out. So let's roll. Let me flip you around and I'm going to show you what we got going on. I picked some of the tomatoes already, but I'm about to pick up some of them Chinese noodle beans. Alright, so here's the tomatoes. That big tomato bush. I picked a bunch of them off already before I grabbed the camera. Figured I'd show you what we had left. They're coming in pretty good. I'll show you the bucket that I picked already. You can see our tomatoes. My son-in-law came over here today and said, "God, y'all ain't gonna have no worries about no tomatoes." I said, "No, man, what are you talking about? We're tomato poor." Alright, so these are pink bumblebees. I have them on both sides. These are my Romesco slicer tomatoes. They go, I think these three right here, and then these two down here on this end, these are white tomatoes. I've never grown the white tomato before, so I'm not even sure. I'm assuming it's going to turn white, but I don't really know because I've never grown them before. So I guess we'll see as they grow. And over on this side, you can see this big monster has grown over the sides. But on this side is where I pick up my paste tomatoes. So here's some San Marzanos. And then I've got some big plum tomatoes. Look at the size of this guy right here. I mean, I'll put my hand up beside it so you can get a reference. That thing is humongous. Look at that. Huge tomato. And then this guy right here, this is not on this side, it crossed over. So all these are supposed to be up to this point right here, supposed to be paste tomatoes. And then we get some more slicers here. These are some more of the Romescos. Actually, I think these crossed, yep, these crossed over too. So all the slicers are supposed to be on the other side of the trellis. And this is all supposed to be paste tomatoes all the way down this side here. So I've had some crossover stuff here. Had a little bug here I had to flick off. So these are all supposed to be paste all the way up to the pink bumblebees. So they're coming in pretty quick. And they're all turning green at the same time. So we're gonna probably have a ton of tomatoes to pick here in the next few weeks. I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for. And you can see my cantaloupes, once again, they've petered out. I have actually gotten 4 of them already. They've fallen off the vine. Let me show you. This is the last one that's hanging on. But the other ones are the same size. So they didn't get very big, but they do smell really good. And I've got this other little guy right here that's hanging on. And this guy right here, I don't know if it's going to make it. Kind of got browned, but I'll just leave it there. And then there's another little guy over here. So I don't know if it's done. I'm hoping that the water, we had a lot of rain recently, and when it started raining, it didn't stop for about 2 days. We got about 4 inches of rain, and I'm hoping that wasn't the cause of this. But I have a bad feeling that this particular dirt here is like our garden dirt over there. It's really sandy, and it doesn't hold moisture real well. And I'm thinking that might be another one of the problems. So I'm definitely going to change out the dirt out of this guy next year, or when we plant it again here next year. Look at the size of these. Look at the size of this doggone sunflower. Up to the top. This is what they call a mammoth sunflower, and it is immaculate. One of the most, I mean, they make some beautiful flowers. I'll show you way up there. And then the one beside it is a little bit smaller. It's a different variety, but still the same. Beautiful, beautiful. I love sunflowers. And look over here on this side. I don't know if you can see through the trellis. Let me buzz you over here. So there's some more. And then look at this. Sea of sunflowers. Man, it's just beautiful. I love sunflowers. There's some more over there. We'll get to those in just a minute. But I wanted to show you what we got going on here. I've actually put one of my tomatoes, tied it to this big giant monster, and it's growing right up. So you can use sunflowers as trellis as well. Then I built this little contraption today. Looks kind of cattywampus, but I just had to throw something together. I had some tomatoes just hanging out here in space, and they're in the process of starting to tip over. We had some bad winds last night, so had to get them knocked up. All right, here's some cherry tomatoes in here. We got these growing. These are just some of the regular cherry tomatoes, and looks like these will be ready probably to pick tomorrow. They're growing nicely. They're all up inside of my loofah vine. I mean, you can see there's some tomatoes right there. This thing's grown all the way out the top. So basically the loofahs are holding it together, and they are growing super awesome. Look at this big old giant loofah right here. That big old guy, and there's another one hanging down right there. I've got several others. And then here's another tomato I've put on this side, and this is a San Marzano. Also this one here inside this other sunflower, I'm running it up on this one, and I've got another loofah over there. But look what happens to my look what happened to my loofahs. All right, so we ran these lights last week for the garden, and it has already started to climb across the lights. So I'm not sure what's going to come of that. That'd be interesting to see as if it continues on to the shop. That would be pretty wild. There's Beth. Say hey, Beth.
Hey, hi.
She's putting some diatomaceous earth out, try to help with these bugs we've been having. We lost almost all our squash. I'll walk you over there in just a minute. So there's that other sunflower I was telling you about. All right, over here on this side, these are our Get Stuffed tomatoes. First time we've grown these on the homestead as well. So I'm interested to see how these come out. Jess from Roots and Refuge told us about it last year, and I'm looking forward to see how these come out. We got some here. These are probably, yep. So those are looking cool. They're kind of small, but those are looking pretty cool. And I see right down in between there, I don't know if you can see that, there's a red tomato. Let me see if I can get in there. There's a red tomato right there. And then these are starting to turn. So probably in the next couple of days, I'm going to have some of these big tomatoes to pick. And they are looking spectacular. Let me tell you. I mean, I never imagined tomatoes being this prolific. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. And I'm looking forward to making some good sauce, some spaghetti sauce, and some salsa. Had a lot of requests for my salsa. And while I'm talking about that, well, I'll share that with you in a minute. Just let me finish down this side, because I got another thought I wanted to tell you about. All right, so you can see they are growing like crazy. Look at this big jungle. I actually came over here the other day because this was so thick. Actually gave me some shade so I could take a rest, and it was not really nice sitting inside the blanket of these tomatoes here, guarding me out. All right, here we go. Over here, my peppers. These three right here are Tabasco, or actually four. These four are my Tabasco peppers. If you remember last year, I only grew one, and we had a pretty good population of Tabasco peppers come out, and just on that one bush, and I was able to make some sauce, but it wasn't near enough because I'm almost out of sauce now. And I had a lot of people asking about my Tabasco sauce as well. So I'm going to be making some more Tabasco sauce this year as well. All right, starting right here, these are some, I'm trying to remember the name of these, but you can see what they look like. They're down here. They're a hot variety of pepper. I think they're Hungarian peppers, if I remember right. I got them from the Harvest Festival celebration that we had with the Stivers this past fall, and I put a couple of them in there and it came up. And then as we get here all the way around to the other side, these are all my ancho chilies. So I've got 5 ancho chilies because I use these to make my chili powder. We make our own chili powder here, and it saves us a lot of money because chili powder, because we use it a lot. Let me tell you, we use chili powder for a lot of different things. And you can see they are starting to put on a lot of flowers. I haven't seen any peppers yet. All right, and then right here, this is my jalapeno. Jalapeno. This is one of those cool, heatless jalapenos, and I picked a couple off of here, and I'll show you those in my bucket as well. And then these two on the side here, these are my regular jalapenos. And somebody told me that it probably wasn't a good idea to put the jalapeno right beside the jalapenos because they're so close and they're going to cross-pollinate, and those will eventually be hot. But I guess time will tell. And then these two here are my peach habaneros. And I've got some little habanero peppers down here. You see, stick you right in here, see? Little habaneros. So those will be interesting. This is the first time I've grown those as well. I got those seeds from the harvest celebration as well. So I racked up pretty good on some seeds this year. And I'm looking forward to going to other of these harvest celebrations that we have. But with COVID-19, it's not looking too good. All right, I got some tomatoes planted here. There's 4 tomatoes planted in here, and I've actually got my purple hull peas are starting to come up here. And, slowly but surely they're coming out, and I'm looking forward to getting some of those. It took a while for these beans to get on, but now they're getting there, and I'm looking forward to getting some beans out of there. All right, here's my fig tree. It's looking awesome. Let me take you down this side. So here I've got another paste tomato just plopped here in the middle of my watermelons, and my watermelons are doing good. Right here, got a watermelon right there, and I ran them up through here my black beans, so they're kind of sharing space with the black beans in here. And the black beans are actually starting to flower as well, so I should be getting some black beans out of here pretty soon. And then I've got my Guardian sunflowers watching over, keeping everything safe. All right, look at these Chinese noodle beans. I'm going to be harvesting these tonight as well. Look at these things. These things are ridiculous. This is the first time we've grown these. These were suggested last year by the Stivers and by Jess as well. They both grew them, and I saw them on their channels, and I was like, man, those things are awesome. So we got some to harvest. I'm assuming they're ready to harvest. I've never grown these before, so I'm hoping that I'm not getting them off too late, but they're dragging around on the ground, so I want to make sure that I get them harvested before something starts to eat on them. Let me take you over here to ground garden. All right, so my corn, you can see I've got my corn is coming up good, ears coming on. Got different sizes of ears, different sizes of corn. Like I said, this was an afterthought. This was not really designed to make a large production of corn, because frankly this little bit of corn is not going to do a whole lot, but it helps out with the soil, and that's what I was mostly looking for, and it guards over my internet line there along that. But look what my dadgum ducks did. They knocked over one of my sunflowers with their horse playing. They knocked it over. Now it still has the root in the ground. It didn't completely break off, so I'm going to leave it there, and hopefully it'll raise itself back up. If not, I'll go ahead and chop this guy out and get it out of here. But if you recall, last time we looked at this was full of zucchini. Now it's just a barren wasteland because all of my vines rotted. With all that rain we had, the vines just rotted apart and broke. So I only have 2 left. So I've got this guy and that guy. That guy back there is a pumpkin that is starting to recover. I've got another pumpkin here, and there's another pumpkin right there that are, just now coming on too. This ground I'm not sure about. I thought I had put enough nutrients in it, but I may not have amended it enough because things aren't really growing like I thought they would be. I'm looking at other people's pumpkins that they planted about the same time, and they're taking off, and ours just kind of looking flat. So, and our butternut squash also has fallen victim to the evil water monster. Now I do have some still coming up. This vine is still growing really good, but this one looks like it's about dead and only got these little tiny guys. So we're going to actually replant these butternut squash in another location because we eat those a lot too. And my neighbor's playing his music really loud, so just hope that doesn't bother you. So we got this one down there in the grass. Here's another one, and Beth just sprinkled some diatomaceous earth on here so we can try and fight off some of these insects. We're getting the insects taking on And here's the rest of what some of my beans are left. They almost are done. We've harvested these 4 times. Actually 5 times we've harvested these. And all the flowers are gone. They still have a couple of beans out here, but not enough to worry about. So we're actually going to pull these out. Well, I see some more flowers popping up. So we're going to pull these smaller ones out and we're going to replant beans in here. So that's what's going to happen with this. It's going to become my little bean patch this year. I know you can replant beans, so we're going to knock them in there. All right, these 2 right here are some more ancho chilies. This guy right here is an ancho. This one was accidentally planted here. This one was not supposed to be here. This was actually supposed to be over there in the hots. But when we were planting them, it must have gotten put into the wrong tray. So it has jumped over. These are all supposed to be sweet peppers here. So these are supposed to be my sweet Italian peppers, my Carmen peppers. And then back here, I've got my bell peppers. So I got bell peppers here, here, there, and then there's another 2 more up here in the front. Actually, 3 more in the front. So we got them bracketed in the back and the front with these bell peppers, and then everything else in here, in this little section, is my Carmen peppers. And these are, they grow really long, and they turn red when they're ready to pick. You can pick them when they're still green as well, because they taste fabulous as well. We use them as our bell peppers, because up till this year we have not had any success growing bell peppers. But everything is looking really good. The peppers are getting pretty big, and then there's a couple of them that are turning red, so about ready to harvest some of those as well. We've already harvested some for some cooking. Like I said, the green ones taste just like a green bell pepper, and the red ones taste like a sweet red pepper. And I'm looking forward to getting some of the red ones this year. We're going to do some roasted red peppers with them. You know, they grow about 8 to 9 inches long when they're full, you know, for the long ones. And then our okra is coming in really nice. We've actually got some flowers on the okra. They're still kind of small, staying low. And I've seen this on a couple of other homesteaders out there. I was watching the Hollers the other day, and they're talking about their okra was really low. They're not used to seeing okra so low. Well, I don't know if it's just our soil that we grow in or what, but my okra never really grows 8-10 foot. My grandmother's, I remember, used to be, you know, way over my head. Now, granted, I was a little bitty dude at the time, but still, their okra was way tall. Even my corn is really small. So it's got to be the ground. So this next year, I'm going to really put some amendments in this soil and try to change the quality of it. I'm planning on probably dumping about 3 or 4 cubic feet of just plain compost on here. Hot manure. After this is all done, till it in and then cover it over the winter and just let it settle. Look at my bees over here. This is that new hive I put in. This is that nook, and they are rocking on. Oh yeah, Beth said my bees aren't following the rules of social distancing. They're too close together. So they're all bearded up on there. So that hive is really strong and doing well. I'm gonna open it up tomorrow and take a look inside and see how they're coming along, and probably need to add another box on top because they probably already filled out that hive. And then these guys are doing well also, coming in here doing their thing. So my hives are looking really good. I may actually pull some honey off of that red hive. And these guys over here also doing really well. They're flying in and out doing a awesome job. So I'm still looking forward to maybe I'll get some honey this year. You know, the jury's still out. We'll see. All right, right here, these are my Blue Lake pole beans, and they're being slow to the party. You know, I figure they should be already grown up, but for some reason they're being stunted a little bit. I don't know what's going on with it. My potatoes are looking a little bit weaky. Probably about time. It's about that time of the year when we harvest our potato bucket. So when I get ready to do that, I'm going to do my last video on my potatoes so you can see that. Just walk you around here, show you all these. Our sweet potatoes are doing awesome. We got them growing in these 2 buckets right here. Another experiment we tried this year to see if they would actually grow them in the buckets. And then we've got some random tomatoes. These were kind of some overflows, and we just kind of stuck them in some buckets and plopped them over here. This actually had potatoes in it, and then the tomatoes and that pumpkin grew out of it. Now, we did not plant any of these Jack B. Little pumpkins. I'm not sure where they came from, but we have this vine here, came in here. There's 2 more over in the ground garden over there, and then there's some more over in the in my cucumber bed over there. I'll show you in just a minute. They are, and they're just growing like crazy. They're volunteers. But we have some of these white scallop squashes here. Let's see if I can get you in here to see this. Get out of the way. I'm trying to shoot a video here. All right, so these are white scallop squashes, and that one's ready to harvest. So I need to pick that one, and there's another one inside of that big giant thing ready to harvest as well. And then on the back side, I've got a green table squash that's growing, and kind of looks like that right there. So that's not a watermelon. That's one of those green table squash. It's going to grow about the size of a papaya when it's ready to harvest. And I got another one I saw right here on the end of my beans. All right, let me walk you over here to the cucumber bed, show you what's going on. But on the way, I'll show you what I harvested already. Got a nice little bucket of harvest. I actually got another zucchini off here, and then I've got probably 2 dozen or more of those paste tomatoes in there, and I've got some pink bumblebees in there, and I've got some hot jalapenos and some cool jalapenos in there as well. So that's what I picked so far, and like I said, I'm going to be picking these pole beans, these Chinese noodle beans out of here real soon. All right, let me walk you over here. Look at these marigolds while I'm walking. Look at these. Beth has done a great job with these marigolds. They are just gorgeous. Gorgeous. Adding nice color to the garden. Just beautiful. Beautiful. Shoot you down this way. Here's some more down that way. All right. Over here to the cucumbers. And there's them evil ducks that broke my sunflower. Shame on y'all. All right, so look at this pumpkin. This thing is, this grew out of complete volunteer. So I've got a little Jack B. Little one down there. That one's probably about ready to harvest. I got another one right here that's about ready to harvest. There's 2 more little ones on the end over there that are growing. So this thing, like I said, I had lost a pack of Jack B. Littles. I got them from the harvest celebration last year as well, and I'd lost them. And I think my grandson may have gotten a hold of them and put them in the garden that I didn't know about, and now I have Jack B. Littles coming up. So kind of a blessing for that, because I did want to grow them. And then look at these tomatoes on the back side here. So these are all volunteers with the exception of 2 on the back. These are all volunteer tomatoes, and they are growing right up with the cucumbers. The cucumbers are holding them onto the thing, and they are growing right up the trellis here. So this is pretty awesome. Over on this side, I've got some more. These are all volunteers on this side. These are all going to be like cherry tomatoes volunteering on both sides of this. And my new chickens are having a fit over here. All right, and these are my cucumbers. These are my muncher cucumbers, and we've harvested several of these. I'll take you inside and show you what we've got harvested so far, what we haven't eaten already, that is, because we've eaten a fair amount. And then these right here, this is a slicer tomato here. This was a volunteer, and this was a volunteer. So nothing, I didn't plant any tomatoes in this bed this year. Everything that's in here came up on its own. So this basically, I gave this over to Beth because she likes to do fried green tomatoes. So I told her, have a blast. You can take all the green tomatoes you want from there. I don't like wasting green tomatoes on good harvest, but they do actually taste really awesome. So then this cucumber side did not come up as well as the other one. It's kind of petering along here, and I'm not sure what's going on with this side. This side usually is what takes off the best, but for some reason it didn't do too well this year. All right, let me show you my quail. Let me take you just to spin you around the animals right quick. All right, so these are my quail. I've got some golden Cotricks and some silver Cotric gold quail in here. Built this little hutch for them. They're doing really awesome. Show you my ducks. All right, these are my mallards that we rescued. So we gave a couple of them away, and I've got 4 left. These are wild mallards. Their mother abandoned them, so me and my son-in-law rescued them and put them over here with that chicken there. That's one of the last chickens we have left that we incubated last time. We've given the rest of them away, and that guy has been with them the whole time. And I think he thinks he's a duck, or they think they're chickens. I don't know which, but you know, they are really awesome, and I'm looking forward to, as they grow up, to see them in their full luster. All right, and we've got our regular chicken brood. They're getting ready to bed down, and then I got my new rooster over there accosting one of my. This is one of my Americanas. He's accosting one of my hens here, doing what roosters do, and. And these are messing with my Americanas. We put them in with the other chickens the other day because I gifted the chicken tractor over. Well, I sold it. Well, yeah, I basically gifted it because I just sold it for $50, just trying to help the people out. And they're gonna be using it for their chicken flock. They got a brand new chickens this year, and in the effort to try and spread homesteading, I'm trying to do as much as I can to help the neighbors out. My pond is looking splendid. It's just gorgeous. This is probably my most favorite time of the day, when the sun's starting to set and that pond, you can see the reflection of the trees on the pond. It just looks majestic. Awesome. All right, here I've got some hot banana peppers here. These are 2 hot banana peppers growing in buckets. I've got another tomato. We got tomatoes scattered all over this place. I got some even in the front. And then these are some thyme and some cilantro that Beth has pulled her thing down. We had some heavy winds, so she pulled them down and stacked them like this. Her magnolia is looking pretty good. It's starting to get some height on it now that the ducks have quit beating it to death. And we've got another set of marigolds right here in this bucket. My compost is looking awesome. I got to add another board there, but I actually have some potatoes growing. Look at that. I got potatoes growing in my compost. Right there. Not gonna harvest them, but they are there. And I also have some more. I forgot to show you that we have some volunteer potatoes between our peppers over there in the ground garden. So that's the homestead. I have some more in the front, but I'll show you that on another video, because I want to talk to you about blueberries on a separate video, because I've got blueberries in the front. I want to talk to you about some things I've seen. Look at that beautiful Carolina sky. It's pointing yet. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, give us a thumbs up, and if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe please, and ring the notification bell so you can see when we put new videos up. We are trying to do it about 3 times a week at least. And also, if you're on Facebook, Beth is doing a women's Bible study on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. So you can look her up there. If you have not joined our Homestead page on Facebook, please do that as well, because we share our videos there as well. And I hope you are enjoying these. I'm really enjoying making them, and I hope you enjoy watching them. But until next time, remember, God is good all the time. At all time, God is good. God bless y'all. Love you.